Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video on the Remington Model 11 Defender project. Today we're putting in a two-piece carrier. Now, the Remington Model 11s, they originally came with one-piece carriers, meaning that in order to push a carrier down to load the magazine tube, you have to push the bolt release on the back. On the side, in order for the carrier to be able to move. And that was also the way the original Browning Auto 5s were made. But apparently when the Browning Auto 5 Lite was made, that had a aluminum receiver. It was more lightweight. One of the things they made was a two-piece carrier for it, which is this right here. And what it does is this portion stays in place, but this portion is what moves. So you're able to actually reload your magazine tube without having to push the bolt release, which means that you can actually reload this shotgun while holding the grip with your dominant hand, and you reload with your supporting hand. And obviously that's a lot more ergonomic for users who may be in a rush to load their magazines in a jiffy. So when we're doing an upgrade to this shotgun, there are a couple of screws you gotta take out, and one spring, but it's relatively simple. Just stay with me on the kind of how I'm taking this apart. Hope you guys can see it really well. I'm gonna move the camera just so you guys can get a better angle. All right, so you take this first screw out. Again, always make sure you have a good pair of gunsmithing screwdrivers. I say that in a lot of my videos like this because screw heads, they generally, especially on used guns, they're generally all beat up because the person who previously owned it and was taking the gun apart didn't have the right screwdrivers. So always make sure you have good gunsmithing screwdrivers. Punch. Okay. Another screw, the set screw, and a main pin that has to be taken out. There's a set screw. This can be pushed out. There's your whole trigger assembly. You can see right there I got red and tacky all over the trigger assembly, just to keep everything running smooth. Okay, so you got more set screws. You got two on each side, along with the screws that hold in the carrier. This out. Now, before taking the carrier out, well, before taking this screw and this screw out, there's a spring right here. You're going to want to push it down and push towards the middle of the receiver, and that's the spring that gives power to the carrier. So, like that. It's fairly easy to take out. I'm going to take out these screws for the carrier. And there it is. Solid one-piece carrier. I can say that there's added benefit to this. This is one solid piece, so it's undoubtedly stronger than having the two-piece system, but it does make for more challenging reloads if you're really reloading under pressure. So I'm not gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna keep this part, just keep it in the storage, you know, just in case. I'll set that aside. I got a two-piece system. Let's see. Okay. First thing, I'm gonna put this one in. I'm gonna hold this one in place, and then run one of these. Run one of the carrier. One of the carrier screws in. Like that. I'm not gonna put the set screw in just yet. Just have that screw in to hold this in place. You kind of see how that moves. And then I'm going to take the second one and there we go. Okay. I'm gonna flip it on the side just to make sure that the holes line up on this side for this second pin. Okay, well, it doesn't, so I guess this could be maybe a common problem you may run into. You know, no big deal. Just take this one out. Not ashamed of showing I make mistakes sometimes. Take that one out. Let the carrier out. What I'm trying to do is put it in, try to have it as one unit instead of doing it piece by piece. So put the whole unit in. Turn on this side. Let's see. Okay, there's one. This is for the piece that's towards the rear. The one furthest to the back, that's what this right pin is for. The right screw for the carrier is for, rather. And this one on the left, you can see, I'll move it slightly. There we go. So something might look like this on the inside. See, this rear piece won't come all the way out. And the front of the carrier, you know, is free floating. Okay. Next, I'm gonna put the spring back in. You have it facing this way. And you see there's a narrower section. That's the part that's going to hook into this pin on the inside of the receiver. So what we do is put it like this, then push down. There we go. Now the carrier is has spring power. Let's put in the set screws. The right side. The left side. Okay, everything's in place so far. Now this part is a little bit tricky. It took a while to figure it out when I first took this gun apart. So when you're putting in your trigger mechanism, see the back end drops in, and the front will drop in, but the rear won't drop in all the way. So what you do is you take this pin, and once towards the front, you put it in. There you go. And then to bring this down all the way, to bring this down flush with the end of the receiver so that this screw will go in, you take your charging handle, you cock it back. You can see that? You got the charging handle cocked back, and you push down, and now it seats all the way. There you go. We'll put our set screw back in. Thread this rear screw all the way in. That's it. Hands off. I did a video. Before this one. Like the first time I did this, and it was a bit messier because there was a lot more grease around. So now you now push a carrier up without having to push the bolt release. Makes for reloading a whole lot easier, especially since just about all modern autoloading shotguns have this feature, so it's kind of bring this gun, up to date. I saw someone someone put a comment saying that it was bringing this shotgun from the to the 21st century. Also, saying before in my previous video, if you notice that if you look between the grooves in the carrier, that piece that fits in, that's like a shell stop, and that's what allows for the shotgun to be a 7+1 with the choke magazine tube extension put in place. There's a lot more space for an extra shell to fit in. In fact, I'll get a snap cap and show you. So say the shell staying in the magazine tube, staying flush with the magazine tube, it contacts that catch at the bottom of the bolt. You guys can see that. You just bring your bolt back. There you go. Dump the shell out. For some reason it won't pull these snap cap. It won't pull this snap cap out on like a regular shotgun shell, but that's okay. There you go. Function test. Safety. Slide release. Safety works. Safety forward. Hammer falls. Stays locked open. Safety on, and the trigger hammer doesn't fall. I like this system. Again, I said before that I'm not really thrilled about gas operated shotguns because of the dealing with O-rings and dealing with make sure the ports are clean. I like this system. I think it's a lot easier. Now it may be a bit more complicated because of all the parts that are involved in this system. But it is I like it. It is a very old design. In fact, I think the design goes all the way back to, I think Browning patented it back in I think it was 1896, or or 18, I think it was 1899. I believe that's when he patented it. But it's good to see, a design like this, caught up to date with the 21st century. Well, I hope you guys like this video. Please share your thoughts. What do you guys think of this upgrade? Would you keep the solid carrier in, for durability, or do you like the more modern feature of the two-piece carrier? Please share your thoughts. I actually got this on eBay for about with shipping included for $74. You can generally find more of these on eBay or perhaps gunbroker.com. Numeric Arms they're kind of running out of parts for a gun like this, but it's always worthwhile to check them out. Please, if you can, leave a donation. Look for the Give Up That Cheese button, and you can make a donation to my PayPal account, and it helps with projects like this. Any gripes, complaints, send me a PM. I see what I do to address them. But that's another chapter for the Remington Model 11 Defender project. It's putting a two-piece carrier. I'm Edward Jones, and